Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, tonight for our video, we're going to have a little discussion and take a trip to Philadelphia. Now, we've talked about Philadelphia a couple of times. In the previous year, we really looked at the gun crime that they're reporting there, the violence they're reporting there, and the approaches that they're taking around gun control. Now, one of the things that's really crucial, and this article is linked in the description box below for your review, is it never took into consideration the actual Justice Department in Philadelphia's outcomes. Arrests are falling off of a cliff. Conviction rates are abysmal, and they wonder why they have recurring themes of retaliation and violence. This article was actually really well put together. It's by Philadelphia Inquirer. It's linked in the description, and I want to hear what you guys think the causes are here because these numbers are staggering. And fair warning, I might get spicy because these are people's lives that these leftist democratic policies are destroying. And that's where I get really amped. But before I get too amped, I just want to say thank you guys for your reception of the Second Press last night. We announced this program because it is going to make a difference in the Second Amendment fight. Now, what we do on a traditional standpoint on YouTube with the gun world is we react to when the gun people want to take our gun control people want to take our guns. Then we react to how they want to take our guns. We never hold the narrative. We never put them on defense. And that's why I have organized 10 different writers, 4 different editors, and a narration of myself to make the impact for the Second Amendment. This is something that's not only going to be internally facing for our subscribers, we're also going to build a machine that can output data from those 10 writers and articles to really drive the Second Amendment forward. There is a link in the description box below. It is a 2-week free trial. If you do not believe what I'm saying, check it out. Join the $7.99 a month. You can watch it for 2 weeks for free and cancel it if I'm full of it. But if I'm not, and you see the value like I do, I ask you to spend a cup of coffee to further our Second Amendment rights with me. We are building something akin to the Daily Wire from Ben Shapiro or the Blaze from Glenn Beck. This is going to be incredibly focused on the Second Amendment, and I cannot wait to build this with you. But enough of that. Let's dive into Philly because I've got to share this with you because this is mind-blowing. Philly's homicide crisis in 2021 featured more guns, more retaliatory shootings, and a decline in arrests and convictions. Now, Philadelphia unfortunately set a record of homicides in 2021. This is very sad. These are individual lives. But the left and their gun control policies and their overbearing government, which is a failure, has let these people down. Look at this graph. 557 people lost their lives on the street of Philadelphia in 2021. That is an all-time record. Now, the left will tell you that's all about the gun problem. But you listen to this and you tell me if you believe this is about guns or something much more systemic. The left loves talking about systemic issues. Well, I got some system for you. Check this out. This is from the commissioner here, Danielle Outlaw. The idea is to assign around 30 people to a unit, she said, and have them focus squarely on increasing the share of shooting investigations that end with an arrest. So they're actually moving towards this. The clearance rate for shootings has long hovered below 20%, creating a vast void of justice. That means 1 in 5 shootings, someone's actually arrested and cleared out of the system. 1 in 5. Keep that number in mind. We're going to keep going. It gets even worse. Why would we not continue to put everything we have, or at least continue to prioritize our resources around illegal crime guns, when we know that is one of, if not the only, common denominator around the gun violence that we're seeing, she said. So they're actually talking about guns, but they're not saying the gun availability. They're talking about illegal guns, which really puts in consideration criminals. Listen to what's happening in Philadelphia around criminals in the justice system, and you tell me if it's actually guns or it's criminals or a systemic issue. Another spike in 2021 came from the number of killings that police consider retaliatory. As of Monday, investigators believe that 111 of this year's homicides were motivated by revenge against someone for a past assault or insult, or an attack against a rival group over perceived beef. Retaliatory, rival group, perceived beef. Does that sound like, I don't know, maybe gang activity? 111 out of, what was that number? 500 and some change. This is crazy. That's over a quarter. 557. That's over a quarter. Listen to the rest. An additional 166 killings were fueled by arguments, police said, and 110 were over drugs. We are now at 376 killings tied to gang and drug and criminal activity. That's almost above 60%. Still, the number of retaliatory slayings this year represented a 145% jump compared with last year, police statistics show. Now, that would lead a logical person to say, well, what could cause that? What changed? Look at the graph on the screen right now. These are the declining arrests in Philadelphia. Does it make sense why the legislature in Pennsylvania wanted to go through and make Constitution carry a thing? 23 and 26% respectively last year and the year before. Previously, it's about 15 to 20% below. They're arresting less people. If that didn't make it worse, check out what's actually happening with the officers there. She also said, this is Danielle Outlaw again, the department with about 6,000 officers was down to its lowest staffing levels in years and simply can't replicate the work of a force that was at least 10% larger several years ago. I wonder if that's because they didn't have the funds. And here's how the DA is responding. Keep in mind, so far, we have over 60% gang-related criminal activity. Then we have a 20% clearance rate. Then we have a, what was that number? 6,000 officers down from a higher level. What about the courtroom? As for the courtroom, the DA's data say around 71% of the 10,000 violent crime cases resolved in the last 2 years were withdrawn by prosecutors or dismissed by a judge. In the 5 years before the pandemic, the rate was 52%, which is already abysmal. You guys tell me, after reading that article, looking at the data statistics, if this is leftist gun control policies that are causing this problem, or if it's an availability of guns, or, I don't know, maybe criminal activity. You have less police, you have them underfunded, you have a dysfunctional criminal system. Of course, you're going to have more crime. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments field below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden, signing out.